Do you need to be a movie star just to afford a studio apartment in LA? Yeah, I get it. Los Angeles is notoriously expensive. The cost of living is 161.7, more than 50% higher than the national average. And housing? That's a staggering 133% higher. But finding an affordable place to live in LA that actually makes sense, a place where you genuinely want to live, not just survive. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down for you. In this video, I'll cover what you need to know, the real cost of living, like current home prices and rent ranges, and the stuff you can't just search, like the actual vibe of a town, the good, the bad, and which places are worth a look. So, if you're ready to find a place in the City of Angels, let's get started. Starting our list at number 8 is Koreatown, the heart of LA's 24/7 energy. First, it's absolutely not weird to live in K-Town if you're not Korean. It isn't a closed community, it's super diverse, but most businesses are Korean. K-Town is awesome. It's super walkable, great nightlife, and the restaurants are amazing. It's also home to Southern California Korean barbecue, Korean bars, and Korean karaoke bars. Think of it as an urban playground, a slice of Southern California that swaps theme parks for an authentic, round-the-clock city buzz. Still, it's somewhat affordable compared to many other LA neighborhoods. With home prices averaging around $790,000, rents range from about $1,550 for a studio to over $2,650 for a two-bedroom unit, and median home income for the area is $56,000. It is thriving because of new firms or businesses, rich history, and multi-layered culture. It's one of the best locations in the city, being close to almost everything you need and a quick trip to DTLA. Koreatown is also a public transit hub, with easy access to the Metro D-Line Purple and numerous bus routes, making it easy to get around without a car. It's a cool area. Yeah, parking sucks, and it's kinda dirty in some areas. It's what you get having a high concentration of people in a small space. Traffic and litter, graffiti, and worn-down buildings gives the impression of being neglected. While the homeless problem is no worse than other places, it's not a bad area, but can get sketchy at night. Coming in at number 7, let's head north of LA to Palmdale with a classic suburban vibe. Just north of Los Angeles, on the other side of the San Gabriel Mountains, it has a history in the aerospace industry and it's a commuter town, pretty boring compared to other parts of the county. Good for families as well, with attractions like the Drytown Water Park and family-friendly restaurants line the streets. According to recent statistics, the cost of living index in Palmdale is 131.5, compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. The current median home price generally falls in the range of $500,000 to $540,000, and the median household income is $81,000, with a one-bedroom apartment renting for $1,427 and about $1,880 to $2,830 for all apartments. The schools are decent here, and the better ones out here are West Palmdale. West Side is considered the nicest area of the Antelope Valley, but the city's east side, particularly beyond 30th Street West, is less desirable, and there are some areas that seem rather unsafe. The biggest downside and most important one to take into consideration if you work in the LA basin is the commute. It could take you more than 2 hours during rush hours. Palmdale is missing the cultural amenities and nightlife of LA, and that could be seen as the deal breaker for many, as it lacks the dense, walkable urban environment. And the weather is dry, desert climate, and the extreme summers that are hard to endure. The only reasons I can think of someone moving to Palmdale would be if you can't afford to live elsewhere in the LA area, or you worked in the aviation industry. Up next is East Hollywood, the affordable, lively alternative to glamour, but it's the second most dense neighborhood in LA after K-Town. So, parking is pretty bad. There are absolutely better, nicer areas of LA to consider. But it's not as bad as some people think. It's very well located, very dense, urban, and income diverse. The cost of living index is 139, compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. Rent is around $1,525 for a studio and $1,850 to $2,200 for a one-bedroom. The median home price is $850,000, while household income is about $60,000 to $62,000. The buildings in general are older stock, but there is a lot of ongoing development, which is nice for people looking for a new place. If you can find a place 2 to 3 blocks east of Western Avenue, you are in a great area. Also, finding a place to park on the street might be difficult, but this area is a patchwork of diverse communities, like Thai Town and Little Armenia, and it's home to landmarks like Los Angeles City College. Everything you need is within walking distance. You can spend a day exploring the shops and cafes in areas like Franklin Village and along Hillhurst Avenue, then finish up at the popular Sunday farmers markets on Vermont. Public transport is also amazing in and around East Hollywood. You can take a bus to access the Metro B line, Red, or the 101 freeway. Yet there are a few drawbacks to keep in mind. Noisy traffic, especially close to the 101 freeway on Sunset or Hollywood. Also, proximity to the Hollywood fire station means you'll likely hear sirens. Certain parts of the neighborhood might appear a bit shabby. There are still issues on the streets, and some parts might not feel completely safe. Overall, it's a fine location, but it's always a good idea to carry pepper spray gel with you wherever you are at night. At number 5 is Van Nuys, the heart of the San Fernando Valley. It's quite the diverse urban-suburban neighborhood and a great place to balance the busy city life. I think it does have a more relaxed suburb and family-oriented vibe as well. There are a lot of parks that are quite walkable and have a good presence of community. Home to many working-class citizens, it's also an important civic and commercial hub, containing the Van Nuys Government Center. The cost of living index is 142, compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. It's a lot of ranch-style single-family homes. It's safe, very friendly, diverse neighborhood of young couples. If you are searching for homes under $1 million in LA, then you have good options. Median home price is near $780,000, while the average rent is $1,640 to $2,200 for a one-bedroom apartment, and median household income of $76,000. There are plenty of international food options. It's like LA International Food Paradise. The diversity and presence of local cultures increase the number of local businesses, but has a sizable Latino community. Although some parts have their own tackier side and feel a bit run down, especially around the Civic Center, along Van Nuys Boulevard between Victory and Van Owen. It's gritty, industrial, kind of dirty, no shade trees. In the summer, it is so hot. You will also find some of the better parts of the city that are well kept, like the good infrastructure with the 405 and 101 freeways nearby and a bus station on the Orange Line. Unfortunately, like the rest of LA, the traffic, especially on the 405 freeway, can be a hassle. It is a very car-dependent area, so you will need a car. Overall, it is rough. Not dangerous, but just rough. At No. 4, we have Pomona. Located on the eastern edge of LA County, approximately 30 miles from downtown LA. It's in Pomona Valley. Larger cities within the Pomona Valley have also a great deal to offer, with Pomona being the last affordable place to raise a family within Los Angeles County. It's not as clean or crime-free as some of the surrounding areas, but it's ultimately a sleepy town, though, most places closing early. The public schools are not among the highest rated in Southern California. It's home to Cal Poly Pomona, a premier university in the California school system, which contributes to the city's diversity. The cost of living index in Pomona is 126, compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. Despite having LA County licensing and taxation, but remains affordable relative to LA County. It's a fairly large city with million-dollar homes as well as very poor neighborhoods and everything in between. Most homes are older, which is a reason for their affordability. For a median price of $660,000, you can find a home here. The lowest price house, like anything less than $600,000, will for sure have you living right next to a gang boss. That's why I don't recommend living in or near downtown. North Pomona is in higher demand for its quiet, more residential, and community-centered surroundings, which most cities and their designs have become a bit sleepy, and the average rent is around $1,731 for a one-bedroom apartment to $2,472. Despite the cons, it's highly recommended for those looking for an entry-level home or new construction in LA County. It's really not bad, honestly. Crime has gone down a lot in this area in recent years. Next one is Panorama City, affordable living with a practical, no-frills vibe. Located in the center of the San Fernando Valley, it's one of the valley's first planned communities and perhaps one of the country's best examples of tract housing, serving as a model for future neighborhoods. It's an affordable part of the valley and not glamorous, but good, hardworking people live here, and it's pretty safe when it comes to living in the area. It might not be a hotspot of beauty, but practically it's one of the best places to be. You have everything right there: an In-N-Out, Kaiser Permanente, police station, Target, and movie theater. The area is dominated by the Panorama Mall. The food options range pretty widely, from Jack in the Box to Arby's. It's a pretty unremarkable blue-collar neighborhood, while the median household income sits at $66,000. It has always had problems with the perception of being unlivable, and this reflected in its urban layout. The cost of living index is 142 compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. Currently, you can expect to find homes in $690,000 to $717,500. You can expect to pay about $1,353 for a studio and $1,566 for a one-bedroom apartment, which can reach $1,965. The majority of the people in this area are Latino, which adds to the multicultural fabric of the neighborhood. On the opposite side, its micro-parks and public spaces leave it feeling barren and has a reputation for being one of the more crime-laden areas of the valley. In fact, the crime rate in all of Panorama City is much, much lower than in the expensive LA neighborhood. Some areas are undeniably gritty and unkept. Next one is Norwalk. Situated in southeast LA County and only 17 miles away from downtown LA. Known for its high-density population of nearly 100,000 and easy access to a number of transportation options. It's a 10-minute drive to the I-605 and I-5 freeways, and also the end of the Metro C-Line Green Line. This easy access to freeways and the Metro line makes it ideal for Orange County and LA County commuters. It's a largely middle-class community that borders more upscale neighborhoods like Cerritos, giving you access to high-end shopping and dining just a short drive away. The downtown area is filled with great bars, restaurants, and a lot of parks and green spaces, which is great for families. There is a good range of supermarkets. The cost of living index is 137, compared to the Los Angeles index of 161.7. The average cost of a home in Norwalk is about $640,000 to $740,000, while the average household income is $99,000. A two-bedroom apartment will rent for about $2,500. There's generally older housing stock. Like in any area, Norwalk has its downsides. Southeast Norwalk is kind of the hood. Anything touching Artesia, up to about Rosecrans and all the way to the eastern border, is not great. Homeless people all over the streets. However, due to the proximity to Cerritos College, the area just got a new Sprouts Market, which I think is pointing to some gentrification. Western Norwalk is generally okay and a bit safer. Can get a little shifty near the Bellflower border. North of Firestone, you'll generally be okay, as it's mostly residential, and the area around City Hall isn't bad at all. Overall, Norwalk's chill. It's not the best neighborhood in the world, but it's not particularly scary or anything like that. It's pretty safe overall, and you'd be fine there. I feel like it's on an upswing in general. Top of the list, we have Boyle Heights. It's near the eastern side of downtown LA. It's more than a neighborhood. It's the heart of LA's working-class spirit. It's pretty densely populated and slightly rough around the edges. Street parking can be tough. This neighborhood is still part of Chicano culture. The area is known for the murals. Mariachi Plaza, and many mom-and-pop restaurants, primarily serving Mexican foods. The Metro E line runs right through the neighborhood, offering a quick and easy commute to downtown LA and beyond. While not the cheapest on our list, the cost of living is still notably more affordable than the Los Angeles average, especially for renters. Currently, the average rent for a one-bedroom is $1,995, and two-bedroom units around $2,600, though increasing gentrification threatens this affordability. The neighborhood is filled with older homes and apartments, which also adds to the character of the area, where the median price for homes is $640,000. This makes the area affordable also to people working in the area, with the average income $58,000. Like many urban neighborhoods, Boyle Heights contends with challenges including poverty, gang activity, and environmental justice issues. The neighborhood is under a gentrification microscope, with costs increasing and threatening displacement of longtime residents. New residents are coming into the neighborhood, usually wealthier, and the long resident communities are feeling the loss of their neighborhoods. Even with all of this, Boyle Heights remains a thriving, mostly Mexican-American community. Boyle Heights is an important, complex, and affordable part of Los Angeles for anyone looking for culture and the downtown area. Which of these places surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the California lifestyle.